Hey there YouTube, DartzProductions here with another deck profile. This one's going to be on Machina OTK. Now there are a couple different ways to take down the OTK. One is through Chimera Tech over Dragon, which is pretty easy to get out with this deck because there's so many machines. Or there's the other way, to swarm the field with Machinas and other cards, and then use limiter removal and tech for game, along with trap stuns or Jinzo. And then you could just, like, I don't know, maybe stall your opponent to death. You have 2 Pot of Avarice, you could just not use the mill effects of Card Trooper, and then just mill him out. Okay, so I'm just gonna get to it then. 3 Fortress. He's the main beater of the deck. You can easily swarm the field with these guys. I've gotten out 3 in 1 turn as a record, so that was pretty nice. And that was actually first turn too. 3 Gear Frame. If you're gonna actually run this deck, you should either search out your Fortress or your Force, depending on the situation. I usually go for Force anyway, just because of the mill power of this deck. You would send Fortress to the graveyard, special summon with Force. Boom, you got an easy 2500 on the field. 3 Peacekeeper. He's just to search out your gear frame so you can get your Fortress and your Force to your hand a lot easier. In case something's not going right and you're not getting your gear frame to your hand or something. And then 3 Force. You're not gonna ever summon him. You're just gonna discard him for Fortress. And if, like, say you have 2 of these in the graveyard and 3 Fortress, you would want to go for these 2 with Pot of Avarice instead of the Fortress, only because that way you can bring them out. 2 Miss Valley Soldier. He's one of the main tuners of the deck. Basically all of them are the main tuners. Oops. Okay. Gale. Gale's an easy card to bring out. You just summon him, have your opponent's attack, synchro for Brio. You can either balance it at that point if you really feel like it, or just attack it. Effect Veiler is the last tuner. That's just to stall your opponent, that way it's easier to break through the defense. Say they summon a Lone Fire, you discard Effect Veiler, they're screwed for the turn, and there's no use in Lone Fire. Alright, Summoner Monk is used to get out Dark End Dragon. You just summon him, special him, sync for Brio, or no, sorry, Dark End. Okay, Spell Striker is just an easy card to special summon, because all you have to do is play a spell in the graveyard, and then, and then summon Gale, sync for Brio. I love having a Brio now, so I keep on saying it. Sangan is used to get out your Card Trooper or Summoner Monk, or at least that's what I search for. Lad, or Light and Darkness Dragon. He's just a good stall card if your deck's not running at full capacity for some weird reason. Mainly if you're going up against Gravekeepers, that'll completely shut this deck down, but you can still, you know, special summon your Fortress from the graveyard, and then go for Light and Darkness Dragon, and then kind of stall your opponent for a while. Jinzo is another card to stall your opponent. I only run 4 traps in this deck. 2 of them with the Jinzo effect just to negate traps for the turn. That's trap stun. So that's another good card. Gores. Again, if your deck's not running at full capacity, you want to have Gores as a backup. 2 Card Trooper. I'm gonna get another one from my friend. He's your mill power. You're definitely gonna want to use him to send Fortress and Cyber Dragon to the graveyard. Okay, and last is Cyber Dragon Zui, and a regular Cyber Dragon. He's for special summoning. He is just for putting in the graveyard, and fusion for Over Dragon. Okay. For spells, we have Overload Fusion. I'm only going to run 1, even though the new ban list says I can run 2. But if you run 2, then you have more chance of milling them, which is not good. But in case you do mill your 1, you have Magical Stone Excavation. If you mill both of them, that's okay. You still have more chances of getting OTK. Book of Moon, staple. Limiter Removal, that's another card for your OTKs. Giant Trinade, staple. Machine Dupe, you want to get out more than one Peacekeeper if you're going to run your machines in that form. Just like keep on searching out your deck. Dark Hole, staple. 2 Pot of Avarice, you're going to mill a lot, so you're going to need at least 2. Master Born, staple. MST, again, run 1. Even though the ban list says you can run 2, that way you have less chance of sending it to the graveyard. Foolish Burial for a Fortress. Or Cyber Dragon, and Hand Destruction if you have like Cyber Dragon and something else in your hand that you don't need there. Now for traps, you have Mirror Force as staple. My opinion, Starlight Road is a staple for OTKs. You know, you think you're all good, attack for your OTK. If one uses Mirror Force, you can chain your Starlight Road. But I usually have a Jinzo out in the field, or I've used a trap stun. That way I can get rid of that stuff. And then just 2 traps done, like I said earlier in the video. That way you can shut down your opponent and go in for the OTK. Okay. Now for the extra deck. I'm actually going to organize it just real quick and show you the ones that I don't usually bring out. Okay, so that's really easy. I don't bring out him usually, so he might just go back in the trade binder. He's just a good 2700 beater for 7 stars. I never bring out Magical Android, but I'm probably still going to keep her in there just because of her good effect. Or Flame Belt Iroquoises, just because I have a Bryo now. Okay, now for the other cards. Bryo, obviously, I keep going on about that. It's very nice to have now, it's not for trade. Ancient Fairy Dragon, I've gone for once or twice. Double Stardust, it's my opinion, is a staple in every Synchro deck. And Dark End Dragon is the last Synchro. I bring him out in every duel I get a chance to. If I have the chance, I'm bringing him out because I love that card. And then just a Chimera Tech Over Dragon. Okay. So comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me what you think of this deck. This is, in my opinion, a great OTK deck. Machinas definitely have the potential to be an OTK. Although, I need your opinion if I displayed this correctly in making it an OTK deck. I mean, it certainly runs like an OTK, but I'm not sure if it's going to run the way it should in, like, regionals and stuff. Okay, so, again, comment, rate, subscribe. Goodbye, YouTube. Oh, oops.